Hey guys, today we are joined by Isabella Russekoff, an international show jumper, very young, only 24 years old, and she will be going to the Olympics. So I'm really curious to hear more about her story. Hey Isabella, thank you for having me. I'm very excited. I've met you the very first time, I think it was in New York.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes, at the Global Champion show.
Yes, you were already competing there, and then I think there was like a party and I met you there or in the hotel, I don't remember. But it was always a lot of fun. Then I saw you in Paris and in Amsterdam, and now we're here at the stables where you are at now. You're now in the Netherlands?
Yes, I'm basing in the Netherlands right now.
Yes, and you're not here for forever, right?
No, I'm going to take the horses back to America in August.
Okay, so you usually live in America?
In the past 2 years I've been here living in Europe, but normally I base in America.
Okay, and do you miss it?
Right now I miss it.
Okay.
Right now I'm pretty homesick.
I'm really excited to hear about your story then, because also if you're homesick, kind of for how did your whole horse story start? What kind of family did you come from? Were they horsey? Were they not horsey? How did you get into all of that?
Yes, so my parents are not horsey at all. I think my mom liked horses and would do some trail rides. So I started going to pony camp on the weekends and everything. And then we moved to the suburbs out of New York City. And I started competing in Wellington. And then we saw a photo of Chantilly, the horse show in France. We saw a photo on Instagram and we just decided we want to start showing here in Europe. And then it's just been taken up like each notch every year. Yeah, so like how I've been competing. And yeah, my parents, they have nothing to do with horses, but they support me. So that's really nice.
That's very nice, because I think when you see people competing at such a high level as you are, and you're very young, I think people straight away think, oh, they must have like a horsey background. But has it been hard for you that your parents have nothing to do really with horses, even though they support you?
I think it has its advantages and disadvantages. I mean, it's kind of nice that sometimes they could just say, oh, that's an amazing round, even though maybe it wasn't. And they just see, oh, it was clear, like amazing, or oh, one down, or like maybe that one down was a little bit disastrous, but they were just like good to go. And it's really nice. I guess they've been so supportive that it doesn't, to me personally, it doesn't affect me that they aren't horsey at all, because they've been here with me every step, and anything that I want to do, they're always willing to do. Okay, that's very nice. Mm-hmm. And do you still remember your first time you kind of fell in love with horses, or how you were like, okay, this is really what I want to be doing? I think I was just always, when I first started pony camp, I loved riding. And then when I started competing, when I moved to the suburbs, I was just having so much fun with it and going to Wellington and everything, and the whole lifestyle I really loved. Yeah. So now the horses is all you're doing, I imagine, because it needs to have your full focus? Yes, right now. So for the past year, I've just been doing horses, but before then I was always in school and university. Oh, that must have been hard to combine. Yes, I was really lucky. So when I went to University of Miami, all the professors would let me miss school, and I took two semesters. I took 2 semesters off to focus on riding during my time there. But the professors, they were all really flexible, and they let me either postpone tests or everything. And yes, if anyone is considering riding in school, I would recommend University of Miami. Okay, well, that's really good. I should have gone there then, maybe. Then it would have been legal. Yes. And what are your big goals? Because we do know there's something really big coming up. Can you say something about that already? Are you enjoying this kind of content? Then head over to the Horse Show TV YouTube channel, where you can enjoy free content, or you can become a member and you can access hundreds of videos right away. So now we go back to where we were. Yes, so I'm really fortunate to have been selected for the Israeli team for the Olympics. Okay, congratulations. That's a huge thing. Was it always your goal to go to the Olympics? Yes, I think it was my goal ever since I was really young. Maybe around the time I was 18, I didn't know if riding is what I wanted to fully focus on. And then once I moved to Europe and I started competing more and I started doing the Global Champions Tour, I really thought it was a possibility. Yeah. And you are competing for Israel. How is that kind of backstory for you? Yes, so my dad's side of the family lives in Israel, and I'm Jewish, and so it just made sense. I really love the country Israel, and it made sense to represent my faith as my nationality, represent the Jewish state. Yeah. How has the whole process been to be selected? Because it must be like a long process, or it must have been very nerve-wracking.
Actually, is this the horse you're bringing?
Yes, so this is my Olympic horse, Vier, and I was really lucky to have the opportunity to purchase Vier after Cian O'Connor qualified Ireland for the Olympic Games. I know he was interested in selling him, and it was the perfect opportunity since I always wanted to go to the Olympics. And Vier, he's done really well at all championships he's ever jumped. So I purchased Vier with the intent to try to go to the Olympics, and I switched to competing for Israel in June 1st is when I officially switched. And then we did the Olympic qualifier in July. And ever since then, we've just been, my trainer Dennis and I, we try to go to the most difficult shows. We did the World Cup series, and we tried to jump a lot of 5-star shows to prove our results at that level.
Yeah. And what kind of horse do you like? Like, how would you describe, for example, this horse?
So Vier, he's super powerful and he's super scopy. And what works for me, I'm a petite girl, and a lot of the riders at this level are men and they're really strong. So what's nice about Vier is he kind of has his own pace. He takes me through the course. He doesn't require too much leg. I would say maybe his downfall is that he's very strong, but I just need to get stronger. Yeah.
Or you just have to work around it.
Yeah, we work around it, but he's really just such a good horse for someone like me.
Yeah, you have only been a combination for quite a short amount of time. Are you nervous about anything that you maybe don't know yet with him, or how he's going to react, or for yourself?
No, so I'm not nervous because Vier, he's been so good when he did the World Cup finals with David and the European Championships. And then, the WEG with Cian O'Connor, he's just always so solid. He's always placed. And every Grand Prix I've done, he's shown me that there's no need to ever have a doubt. And even though I'm inexperienced, he's super experienced, so I can always rely on him.
And how about the other horses we have here? Because we are here at a beautiful, beautiful location, and the horses all look very happy.
Yes, so I currently have 4 horses with me here in Europe. I have my 17-year-old stallion I've had for 9 years.
Oh, that's very nice. And what do you do with him still?
He competes in the ranking classes, the 145s and the occasional meter 50 class.
Okay.
I have my second 5-star Grand Prix horse, Jumpy van der Hermitage, and he comes along with Vier, and sometimes he steps up and is the Grand Prix qualifier, or he'll be my first horse at some other competitions.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you like the traveling around? Is it something you enjoy, or do you enjoy more being at home with the horses?
I really like traveling around. I think it's super fun to be on the road and constantly competing and just be in that mode.
And it's kind of the world you step in. In that moment, you live there. Everything is about that, and that's just all that's going to happen in that moment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Of course, you need to have a lot of people around you to help you, because you have to ride and do a lot yourself. But you can't do everything alone. So how is your team? Do you have a fun team, good team?
Yeah, my team is so amazing. I'm a little bit more inexperienced, and so I have my showgroom, Kenzo, and he pretty much does everything for me when it comes to managing the horses and making sure they're show ready and bringing them to the ring and riding them. He's more of a manager. And then I have my homegroom, Penelope, and she's really amazing with all of them. When we're at the show, she can take good care of them.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. And did you have this team already before when you were living elsewhere, or you found this team here in the Netherlands?
I found this team since I've been here in Europe.
Okay. So we're here at the stable from Dennis. He's also your trainer, right?
Yes.
Yes. And how did you get to meet him, and how has that been so far for you?
So I actually met Dennis through his daughter, Sarah. We've been really good friends. And then last year when I I knew we qualified for the Olympics, but I didn't really have a plan. I knew Dennis was a really good horseman and he was super experienced. And since I was friends with his daughter, he took me on, and through his knowledge, we've made a plan, and hopefully it all goes according to the plan.
Yeah. And what are the things that he taught you, changed for you, that really made a big difference?
Yeah, I think Dennis, we like to keep things calm, and it's just focused on being simple. Like when we're home, we keep everything super simple. Yeah. And then, when we go to the shows, we're very serious, and we just rely on the strides and jumping the jump straight, just the basics.
Yeah, just the basics. And what do you expect at the Olympics? What kind of course is going to be there? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Anything you're like, I really hope this is not in there, or I hope this is my strong point. I really hope I can shine on that one.
Yeah, so my horse it's a lot easier for me to ride him off the right. So I hope the course is basically off the right
Only
each
on the
day.
right,
Yeah, exactly. But he's super experienced, so I'm not nervous if there's the wall or the water. He's never shown me a reason to be nervous. Hopefully I just need to focus on myself, because he's going to try his hardest for me. So I just need to focus on being correct in all my distances.
And I can imagine, especially right now, we're close to the Olympics. Your main focus is the Olympics, I imagine. But in the past, have you had to do a lot of sacrifices because you're so young still, you were studying, but also competing a lot? Is there anything that you feel like you might have missed out on?
I think I was really fortunate to go to university. I know a lot of people at this level have skipped university to focus on riding, but I think it's super nice because I had this whole other social life. I would actually live in Miami and then I would drive to Wellington and compete and then drive home. So I kind of have had this whole second life. Moving here in Europe, that's been a lot more difficult because my friends only ride. But yeah, I guess the biggest sacrifice has been my social life and leaving all my friends and family back in America. Yeah. But I'm just really lucky for this opportunity that it's been worth it.
Yeah, and you were saying that you were a little homesick. What do you miss the most then?
I don't know. I guess my friends, the family, the food.
Yeah, the food. Yeah, the Dutch food is not the best, is it?
It's just very different.
Do you eat everything with a lot of sauce now? Because here in the Netherlands, we always put sauce on everything.
I'm really bad at eating here. Yeah, I try to avoid salt. Sometimes I just order lettuce and then put some lemon on it. I struggle with the Dutch menu.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I hear that more often. Every rider is different. I think also with the planning to watch the shows, what does your schedule look like now before you go to the Olympics? Do you have a lot of competitions left to go? And with your horse that you take to the Olympics, are you going to keep him very calm? Are you just getting more experience?
Yeah, so I'm following under the strategy of my trainer, Dennis, and now that we've been picked for the Olympic team, we're just trying to play it safe. Yeah. Vier, he's older, so we're more just preserving him. I have one more 4-star competition with him, and then after that, I'll just do a 2-star competition 2 weeks before the Olympics as kind of just a basic time around the ring. Like, I wouldn't be going to win, I'd just be going to ride and just have a confident round. Yeah.
You are very young, but you have done a lot. Do you have anything like a competition, or you did the Global Champions Tours? What has your favorite been so far?
I think my favorite competition was the Global Champions Tour in Mexico. Yeah. It's just so amazing with all the people that come watch, and it's such a nice grass field, and it's truly, like, I think the best show.
And how has it been competing on the beach in Miami?
So that was a lot. That was a lot with all the people come up to the side, and it's a pretty small ring. Yeah. But I think it really helps you because you do all these different settings, and then it can really help mold you into like experiencing all these, I guess, the more difficult, like when everyone's putting their hands through the ring. And it must have been crazy to be jumping and see people laying on the beach. Yeah. I've been fortunate to jump the Miami show ever since I want to say 16 or 15 years old. Yeah. I was doing the meter 15, and then I moved up to the meter 60 there. So each year, it's crazy to think that you're competing where you see the ocean and the people in the bikinis, and you would think the horses would be a lot more scared. Yeah, but they're not, which is good. They're good. They're good to go. And you have really worked now at a very young age to this huge goal, big achievement, very impressive. I can imagine after the Olympics, you're like, okay, what now? Do you have any plans for the future? Anything you want to do? Anything you want to achieve? So I'm really looking forward to moving the horses back to America. I think since I left, I really moved to Europe in 2021, or I was keeping my horses here the majority of the time versus America. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, they've made so many great shows in America, like the Major League, and there's a lot more 5-star competitions. So I'm really looking forward to being on that circuit and maybe compete in that league when I go back. Yeah. And do you plan on doing this forever as your full-time kind of job, your full-time thing? I don't know. In horses? I don't know. I love horses, but I could always imagine myself maybe taking a step back and trying some other things. But I couldn't imagine my life without horses at all. And I think it's sometimes a fine line where you only do horses. You have passion for the horses, but then it can also become work. And I think you need to be careful that the passion doesn't leave for the work part, that you still can enjoy the horses and have fun with them and love them. And exactly. I think that's the main thing, is always having fun with the horses. And right now we really have to focus and work. Yeah. So it will be nice after the Olympics. There's no immediate goals I have to accomplish, so I can just go back and have fun, and there'll be no pressure. And then you'll go with the flow and see how it will go. Exactly. Well, I really want to thank you so much. You should be super, super proud of yourself. You're doing really good. I've seen you ride many times. You always do a really good job, and I'm very impressed by
24 years old and going to the Olympics. So thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Did you enjoy this video? Then it's good for you to know that we have a huge playlist for you waiting on our members page. To become a member, click here or go to the link in the description. And to subscribe to our channel, click here and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!